prism. Now I've just given a bit of a rough up and cleaned off all the dust. Just going to degrease with a bit of brake cleaner. We are ready. This is some brown. Some old Sikaflex I had knocking around. And hopefully that won't leak. For quite a long time I've had this little bit of plywood acting as the door jamb, but this is the original one, and now that I have something to attach it to, I want to reinstate it again. Will the door close? Nope. This used to be the exterior of the boat, and then I welded this bit and that bit. Water used to come in and sit here, and now it flows away. That piece of metal sat in this groove, but of course we have changed it now. So I need to take a bit off this, I think. The weather has warmed up, we can open up, we can let fresh air run through. So now I can do a lot more woodwork and sanding. Okay, I've got the router. We're going to finish off this. At the moment, none of this is attached. I have a complex web of bits. All of this needs to be screwed together and sanded, the edges routed, Then we can get the pump in place. We're going to pump you up. Let's get everything off this bench. Let's put a hat on just for fun. Got my glasses. Router doesn't need to be here. This is my safety system, so I never bumped into it, but I do need to take it down now. So we unclip the staples. Note to self, don't overdo the stapling. That wasn't even half of them. I have marked this up with a line, and that line is to be cut off. And the same here, this is to be cut off as well. That's why we've got this bad boy. And the last bit is this bit. The easiest thing for me to do would be to route it on the tabletop, but I won't be able to get the router right to the edges. For example, this bit here, I won't be able to get it in. The rest of it is easy. The front will be easy. And then that little bit in the corner will be difficult, so... Oh, and the bit around the sink. That will be difficult to do in situ. Or will it? Or will it? No, it should be fine. Let's do it. It's not high enough. Let's go down another little bit. There it is. I've used this router twice before, so I'm now an expert. This little wheel stops it from going into the wood any further, and this plate stops it from going down, so it should be foolproof. And I just run it along the edge, putting in a nice curve on it. Well, that was pretty simple. Bit of a lip on that. Okay, let's do this one. The rest of the routing I'm going to do up on the bench. Getting a sander into this corner will be difficult when it's on the bench, so I'm going to sand this section and then the rest of it up on the bench. Okay, this sanding is going to take a long time. Begs the question, why don't I just plane it? So that's 0. We'll just go up by 1 notch and we'll see what it takes off. Now sand it to smooth it down. So previously I screwed this plywood into the wood underneath, and I need to now do the same. I now need to do the same for this. Delicious. So that piece needs to be screwed down first. This bit is next. I'm going to change that one for this one. This is just a little tiny whoopsie-doo. And it'll just do the inside of the sink, and then we drop it down. Right, it's time to put it into situ. So I have to pull out the supports underneath, drop it down, and see how it looks. Oh, that's really nice. Already it's starting to look really nice. Now it's time to screw this in. The worktop is now screwed in, so it's time to route the rest of it. Well, so that isn't thick enough to get through. Now I have a problem. So it's cutting through that beam, which I was aware of. So I have to cut out a little bit there, and then I'll have access to underneath. I bought this, and when I was trying to get it to screw in, the threads wouldn't match. However, what I did is I removed all the threads. So I ground them all out, and what I'm going to do is that's going to slide on, and I'm going to affix that in with epoxy, and then that'll be stuck. I'm waiting on delivery of a non-return valve and an elbow to make that go around the corner. But what I do have is the connection that will connect to that. That's just broken my hands. That ends that idea. Well, this is turning into a bit of a disaster. So that's piece there broke. I was hoping I would join those two and pump some water out. But alas, this will not... Actually, there is a way I could do it. Hang on. These are the pins that kept it together, which of course are not original. I bought these. Some nice brass ones. That's much better. This is the leather plunger, and that is leather, and I've been soaking it. Oh yes. Oh, listen to that. Okay. This over. This, and then this. So to secure it in, we screw them in, but I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, in here I have some water with bleach. You can see it's all sudsy. It's actually full of suds. And I'm just going to drop the hose directly into it, and it can pump water out of the barrel. There we go. So will it pump water? The main issue is my non-return valve, which is in Latvia. So it's on its way, and I think it's coming next week. So once the non-return valve goes in, then this will work. But until then, it's clearly not. And it's beset with problems because that piece broke as well. So I'm going to have to get a replacement for that. Anywho, In the meantime, I'm going to take it out and sand down the counter and give it another coat of varnish.